Yeah! Example 3. Let's do it. All right. More of this solving quadratics by factoring. It's beautiful stuff, isn't it? Beautiful stuff. All right. Let's say that we want to solve the following equation. We want to solve two x squared minus x equals not 0. You thought you were going to get off that easy? I don't think so. Equals 3. What's our first step? First step, we need to get 0 on one side of the equal sign. To get 0 on one side of the equal sign, we can do it in one of two ways. We could move two things from the left over to the right, or we could move one thing on the right over to the left. I kind of like moving one thing over rather than two. And as a general guideline, it's good to keep the number in front of your x squared or whatever the letter is positive. How do we move this positive 3? Since it's positive, it means adding 3. Opposite of adding 3 would be to subtract 3. Okay, those are going to cancel. 3 minus 3 makes a big old 0. 2x squared drops down. Minus x drops down. And negative 3, there's nothing to combine with that negative 3. It's just going to drop down. Okay, now, there's nothing to factor out other than 1. The GCF of 2x squared, x, and negative 3 is 1. Now, factoring out 1 doesn't help us any. We get the same thing back. Now, notice that this quadratic is not naked. It's dressed. There's a 2 in front of that x squared. That means we're going to have a little bit more work to solve this thing. And what's our first step to solve a dressed quadratic? To solve a dressed quadratic, we have to multiply front end times back end. We need two numbers that multiply to negative 6, because that's what 2 times negative 3 is. And those same two numbers have to add to what's in the middle. What's our middle number? Negative 1. What two numbers make that beautiful magic happen? Two numbers that multiply to negative 6, but at the same time, those same numbers add to negative 1. Negative 3, positive 2, perhaps? I don't know. Let's try it. If it doesn't work, we'll just go back to the drawing board. Try some different numbers. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Beautiful. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. That matches the other side. That's what we want. Those are indeed the two numbers that we need. We are now in business to factor this thing so we can solve it. Now, what time is it? Think back to yesterday when I was showing you guys how to factor these things. It's not lunchtime. It's not snack time. It's not nap time. It's not quitting time. Don't you dare quit on me. You stay in this game. It is table time. That's how we're going to factor this thing. We're going to factor it by using this table method that I showed you guys in class yesterday, Wednesday, November 1st. Now, let's fill in the table. First box is for the first piece, 2x squared. Last piece is for the last box. Last box, last piece. Oh, well, okay, I thought I wrote on what I already wrote. Negative 3 goes in the last box, bottom right-hand corner. Now, we have two spaces left. What is going to go in those two spaces? What should go there? Our lucky lotto numbers, the numbers that make the magic happen. Oh, snap. See, I did write on the thing, just didn't see it. Negative 3 and positive 2. And it doesn't matter if I put the negative 3 in the upper right box or the lower left box. It makes no difference. I'll stick it here. And the 2 I'll put down there. If you want to switch it around and put 2 there and negative 3 there, you're just as correct as I am. In the end, we're still going to get the same answer, I assure you. No need to lose sleep over that. Now, on these numbers, we have to attach the variable x in x. Now, the reason for that is, very quickly, let me explain this, is because, and I talked about this in class yesterday, but the reason is because what are in these four boxes is the same thing as the equation that we're trying to solve. Think about it. 2x squared, that matches. Negative 3, that matches. Along this diagonal, we have like terms. What is negative 3 plus 2? That's negative 1. Negative 1x, which is what is exactly what we have in the middle. Long story short, what's in this table is the same thing as the equation we're trying to solve. They're both equivalent. Big word, but it just means same thing, essentially, just in a different form. All right, enough jibber jabber, enough blabbing. Let's actually factor this thing so we can solve it. Row 1, rows go left to right, row right. Hey, what are you doing? Go away. Our top row, what's the biggest number that goes into 2 and 3? I'm going to ignore the negative for now. If you said 1, you are correct. Give yourself a cookie. Nice job. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I guess I just want to be done. I want to go home. My wife has some KFC waiting for me, and I'm like salivating. I'm drooling. It's like, oh, just want to go home and eat. But that's okay. I love you guys, so I don't mind taking time to do these videos for you. All right, biggest number that goes into 2 and 3 is 1. How many x's can we take out? We have 2 factors of x here because of this exponent of 2, x times x. We have a factor of x here. The smaller exponent wins. 2 versus x to the first. Smaller exponent wins. We can take out a single x to the first. Our bottom row, what's the biggest number that goes into 2 and 3? 1, right? Which sign wins? Is it the positive or the negative? How do you make that decision? You take the sign closest to where you're factoring. This sign is positive, so we're going to take out a positive 1. Along the first column, columns go north, south, top to bottom, however you want to think of it. What's the biggest number that goes into 2 and 2? That would be 2. How many x's can we take out? How many factors of x? Remember, smaller exponent always wins. We can take out a single x. We're almost there, guys. Almost have this thing factored. What's the biggest number that goes into 3 and 3? If you said 3, nice job. Sign, what's it going to be? Positive or negative? Quick? Yeah, negative. Good job. All right, now, what are these things in red telling us? Those are how our equation here factors. 2x minus 3 is one factor, x plus 1 is the other factor. What we're going to do now is give each its own, oh, doggone it. Is there an eraser? Just trying to learn how to use this. Yes, that's good. Get out of there. Minus 3, right? Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm thinking about potato wedges and honey mustard sauce and chicken, mashed potatoes. I'm so hungry, you have no idea. Okay, anyway, 2x minus 3 and then x plus 1. Those are the factors that we have. And now what we need to do to solve this thing is to set each factor equal to 0 and get x all by its lonesome. 2x minus 3 equals 0, x plus 1 equals 0, and we solve each for x. To get x by itself in this first equation, we're going to add 3, right? And divide by what? 2. One solution is x equals 3 over 2. The other solution, well, to get x by itself, we subtract 1 from both sides. And that tells us that our other solution is negative 1. There you have it. Another beautiful, lovely quadratic equation solved by factoring before your very eyes. Feast your eyes on that. You got to love it. Okay, good job, guys. 2 more videos, and then that's it. Keep up the good work. I do appreciate you watching these. It will pay off in the end. This is important stuff. You need to know how to do this. See you soon. Arrivederci. Bye.